Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Kevin was like, let's just do this.
Yeah,
And
let's
just push the button.
press start.
No idea.
Let's go. Record.
Welcome to the Poop Show.
Welcome to Needles at the Ready.
Yes.
Today is
January 10th, I think.
January 10th. It's Sunday.
It is Sunday.
Here is just after 11:30 here. We're coming to you from Connecticut, where we live with our dog Tarquin.
Who are you?
Yeah. Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm Kevin.
Hi.
Hi, Kevin.
I'm Ray.
Hi,
And
Ray.
that's it.
Nice
Welcome.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Glad you could join us
Yeah.
today.
So this is a fiber-related
YouTube
channel. We do a lot of knitting, mostly knitting. I've got some crochet today, though. And maybe there'll be some dyeing in our future.
In
Your
next
future?
episode,
Next
there will
episode,
be.
maybe?
They were supposed to be today, but that didn't work out so well.
No, this weekend did not go the way that we actually anticipated. So we are recording on a Sunday, which is only the second time in a year, which this is our Podiversary.
It's officially been a year.
Oh my gosh, I know.
The first episode went up on January 8th of
Yep.
2020.
Yep.
It was me solo. I think the first three. Were the first three me solo or just the first two? I think the first two.
Yeah, maybe the first two.
And then you joined.
I moseyed my way in.
You
guys haven't gotten rid of me yet. So
the heavens
that's
aligned
good.
and allowed us to continue to do this together.
Yeah. So
it's been 2 weeks since we filmed the episode, a week since we've done our live. Our
the live was a lot of fun.
It was. So thank you, everybody who joined us.
Totally.
Everybody who's watched since. We know lives aren't for everybody, so we appreciate it.
Yeah. But it was fun. Like, we just chit-chatted. We talked about our favorite makes of the year, which was pretty cool. We talked about some of the knitting books, which you can kind of see they weren't put back.
No, they were. There's just not a lot of room for those
room.
other two, so they're stacked on top.
We might have to move that picture from Jedi Dragoon
We might have to.
somewhere else. Maybe hang
Because that's
it on
where
the
our
wall.
patterns go, too. We need we actually need like a pattern binder.
Totally. Yeah, we have those needle binders downstairs, which I kind of want to redo.
Oh, I'm like, well, needle binder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the loose needles are in binders with little flappy thingamajiggers.
Flappy thingamajiggers. Yeah, totally.
So all right. So how's our 2 weeks been?
Let's see.
What have we done? So technically there was New Year's, but we talked about that in the live.
We did, but New Year's was a lot of fun. We rang in the New Year on a couple of different time zones, which was really cool. We got together with our Knit Night friends, and apparently it was a 5-hour ordeal.
It was long. It was
Time goes by so fast.
to 1.
Yeah, we logged in about
so that's
7.
6, right? 7 to 12. Yeah, that's 6
about
hours.
6 hours.
We logged in at 7.
Yeah, we logged in at 7 after dinner usually. We really had the intention of like popping in, having a couple of drinks, saying hello, nice quiet.
Yeah, we weren't sure that we were going to stay up to midnight even.
Yeah.
Because we were just tired, and then adult beverages kick in, and then
and then great conversation.
Yeah, like laughing hysterically.
Yeah,
so it was so much fun.
Next thing you know, it was midnight our time, so we rang in the New Year, and we said Jumanji just to end the game.
We did say
we didn't want to
Jumanji.
we didn't want to get involved. We didn't want any bad juju. We wanted the game to end, so we did yell Jumanji at midnight our time. And I think did we yell Jumanji the other times? I don't know.
We may have.
Next thing you know,
Jumanji.
it was Happy New Year our time. Then it was Happy New Year in like Chicago, and then
it was bad.
And then it was
Pretty
bed
much,
at like 1 a.m. Yeah.
So that was that. We've been working.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, I've been really busy at work, doing some like later nights, and then I would come home and just be kind of tired. So just kind of like lounging after that, I think.
And let's see what else. And then yesterday's our typical recording day.
Yep.
And we were just gonna start that.
We got up early.
Yeah, so we tried to,
This is what happens when we try to plan.
I know.
So this is why we shouldn't plan anything.
And then we were playing with Tarquin, and he pulled something or tweaked something, so he didn't have the ability to jump up on the couch, do stairs. So we took him to the vet yesterday morning.
He was like whimpering when you touched his back. Like hindquarters.
Picking him up, he whimpered.
Yeah.
So we took him to the vet. They saw us within like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was great.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, that was really good.
They gave us some pain meds for him.
Gabapentin, which is kind of like a nerve, helps with like nerve pain and stuff.
Yeah, so we just kind of waited. We weren't even sure if we were going to be able to do this today, but today he's done stairs.
Yes, he has.
He's jumped up on the couch by himself, which is fantastic.
Hesitant. But I think he needs to develop his confidence again, because all day yesterday he was like, we were like lifting him up, and
he also gets embarrassed
Yeah, it's
he does.
weird.
He gets embarrassed when
You're
he misses.
Right. He does get embarrassed. Poor thing.
He does. He doesn't like. And he likes being self-sufficient. He doesn't like us having to pick him up.
Right.
And so he gets very frustrated if he can't do things himself.
Right.
So that was yesterday. The medicine just kind of knocked him out, but we didn't want to leave him downstairs by himself or run the chance of him trying to jump up on our bed, which our bed is very high. So we didn't want him doing that yesterday either. So we decided to wait a day, see how he was today, and his condition has improved dramatically. So hopefully, within the next couple of days, he'll be fine.
Yeah, we still gave him that medicine, so he's a little tired.
Yeah, he's a little sedated.
But he jumped up on the couch himself and did the stairs, so that's great.
Yeah. So don't be surprised if he starts crying.
Yeah, we might have to get up and get him or something.
And then we'll have to go get him. And then what else for 2 weeks?
I don't know. I feel like maybe we went to the yarn shop in person again. I know we talked about this stuff on the live, but for the people that don't watch.
Yes.
We went to our local yarn shop, which was so much fun.
Yeah, New Haven. Yep. New Haven, Connecticut.
Yep, and we hung out and we chatted for a little while. We almost spent like an hour in there.
Yeah, we were there for about an hour.
Yeah.
I could stay there.
Me too.
And
I was ready to sit down in one of those chairs.
I know, I've done that before. I've stopped there and I brought a bag with some knitting and
that
just because
nice.
I needed to like get out of the house, or I think it was just get out of the house, and I needed to be around like knitters. So I've done that before where I've just walked in and was like, hey, I'm just gonna hang out and knit.
I think we should just start an island. I keep saying that.
I don't know.
Island of crafters.
Well, if we started an island, we would also need to make sure that we had sheep so that we can make our own yarn, because otherwise importing yarn
could be expensive.
Yeah, so we would need people who know how to shear sheep, spin, process the wool, and also somebody who would be able to make us needles. So there'd be a lot more than just moving to an island.
Okay, well you can handle the logistics. I'll just show up. Okay. I'll recruit some people.
That
I think that's been it. Yeah.
Right? It's not exciting, right? We're still COVID.
No, it's life.
It's still pandemic, so
I did get my vaccine.
You did?
I got my first dose of the COVID vaccine. I did post it on Instagram a couple weeks ago. My second dose is the end of the month. I'm really happy that I did that. Any side effects is a very small price to pay, I think. But it was my choice, and they're not forcing us to get them, so I was really excited to be able to do that. I just had a really sore arm. For those of you, some of you had asked, and then in our lives we missed kind of some of the questions. But,
oops. Yeah,
it's okay. So I just had a really, really sore arm, and then 24 hours after, I had like some chills. No fever though, and I was a little bit tired. But it was a couple of hours, and then the next day I was completely fine. So
good for you.
That's that. Thanks. So I'm happy.
And then I think the only like mini thing that we always talk about is we do have a
coupon code
for Naughty Knitting Socks. It's Prickle Pants 15.
Prickle Pants 15. She also had a shop update.
She did.
Yesterday or the day before
I want to say 2 days ago.
She's got some stickers with her new logo in the shop.
Love that logo.
She's got some cool bags. There's some Marvel bags in there.
DC. No, I don't
Maybe
know.
DC.
They're definitely DC because I know I remember seeing Wonder Woman.
I did see Wonder Woman because that whole bag,
yeah.
That bag is really, really nice. I was actually, too bad Isabella or Reese aren't knitters yet, because that would be a cool bag for them.
Yeah,
it's like women power kind of, you know? Yeah, we'll convert them one day. Yeah, for sure.
And that's all the mini stuff. So let's get into some knitting, I guess.
Let's do it.
So today we have some FOs. We have a couple whips. We have some
acquisitions.
Owl posts. And for those who ask, we always say owl posts. And I'm not sure why that started, but it's a Harry Potter reference.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a mail delivery.
Yeah.
So
I think it's because like Needles at the Ready kind of came from Harry Potter.
Yes, because
reference. Our logo's a little bit of a Harry Potter, shout out.
One night after some adult beverages, I was laying in bed trying to think of a name for this podcast channel, and in Harry Potter they say wands at the ready, so I decided Needles at the Ready, and that's how that came to be. So there's a lot of Harry Potter references in our lives.
There are,
and in this
poop show,
that thing that we do every other Saturday or Sunday, depending on life.
Yeah, this is only the second time we've recorded on a Sunday.
Yeah, I think the other time was after your cousin's wedding, right?
Right. Yeah, we had the wedding on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, we have some owl posts and we have some break in the bank. or
Breaking the
AKA...
Bank. I feel like we haven't said Breaking the Bank in a while.
We haven't. Breaking the Bank, some acquisitions.
Oh my goodness.
All from...
I forgot we say that sometimes.
I want to say they're all from Knit New Haven. I don't think we've
made
any other
and
purchases.
it's a Brooklyn Tweed extravaganza,
It will
I think,
be.
today.
It is, actually. It is quite a bit. We have a lot of their stuff going on. So
sure do.
You have 2 FOs, so why don't you start?
Okay, my first one I'm wearing, I finished the Cool Hoss by Jared Flood. Brooklyn Tweed. So this is the Cool Hoss. It's inspired, I've talked about this, inspired by this architect, somebody Haas somebody, and that's, I think, a library. So here's the inspiration building, and then this is the hat that he designed, which I have to say, I give myself mad props for this because this is all cables.
It is.
It is. And I struggled the very first time I did it. I tried it, and I put it down, and then I picked it back up again, and this is it. So this is, it's kind of hard to see.
No, you can see it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't really see what the camera's showing. But
what if you moved it over more to me so that you can actually see? Right?
Oh, like this way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Wow. So this is a Cool Hoss. I knit this, and this yarn. Oh, my gosh. This is Shelter by Brooklyn Tweed in cast iron colorway, which I thought was really cool. It's a little tweedy.
Yeah, I was going to say you can see the bits on camera. So it's a really nice yarn.
It's a really nice yarn, and it's light and airy, but super soft. So this is Shelter and cast iron for any of those peeps that are interested. And it was fun. You know, it was really all cables. It did fly the second time I picked it up.
After getting used to the construction almost of it and the pattern. Yep,
and I learned so much for this, like really how to read my cables, what's a right-leaning cable, what's a left-leaning cable. Like it all just kind of clicked in my head. I would do another one in maybe like a lighter color, I think would be kind of cool, or that blue.
The blue's nice. I
think this is very nice. You did it in a variegated speckled type of.
Yeah, I've done it in.
My crown decreases don't look like that though, but
I don't know. I don't know that I have the yarn here. But I'm sure there's some. Yeah, I did do it in a variegated speckly yarn from Molly Girl Yarn, which I was very concerned. I didn't know that the pattern was going to show well, and it showed up beautifully with it.
It did. You have a picture of it somewhere, but it's...
on my phone that we're recording
on. Oh, cool. So, great.
Oh, actually, I might have it on here. Let's see.
Maybe, but you're going to lose your space.
No. So, when you were knitting this, what did you use as your cable needle?
Oh, I wish I brought it up with me. I didn't. I actually used a clover, one of those like clovers with a crochet hook on one side and a point on the other. I used that as my cable needle. It's like this long about. I found it very, very easy to use. I did try to cable without the cable needle, and I was able to do it, but it was a little bit finicky because the stitches are twisted because you're cabling through the back loops and stuff. So it twists the stitches. Or doesn't twist the stitches. Something about the twist. And then when I try to cable without the needle, the yarn just really wanted to like get sucked back into the vortex.
Here's the one I knit.
Yeah, I think that came out really nice. So,
like I said, I was super concerned.
It's actually beautiful.
That it wouldn't show because, it's hard sometimes when the yarn's so busy.
Yeah. Yeah, but that.
So I was really, really happy with that. Did you find it easier using like a wood item to hold that yarn?
Yeah, well, this yarn is very grippy. It's a very like woolly, toothy yarn, but light. It's very soft. I have to say that like it is very soft. I lightly blocked it just because of the cables. Like I wanted the pattern to show, so I blocked it over a balloon. Not like super expanded, just enough so that you can get the different definition of the diamonds or whatever they are.
You know what was really good with that yarn too is prior to blocking it, and this just happens I think with cables, is that they can create space that you can see, and all of the yarn just bloomed incredibly well. So all those like spaces that maybe you would have seen closed up quite a bit. It really filled out. The parts in between the cables, like almost those diamond shapes. It really filled them out quite well. So it's really, really nice. It's a great hat.
Thank you. Yeah, this is... My decreases are not the... I think I might have missed a cable somewhere in there, like a cable decrease.
You know what? My decrease... I suck at decreases, honestly. I feel like mine always have a lot of space between them.
And I'm very comfortable with my mistakes. And because they're not mistakes. You know? Like, I'm very comfortable with my knitting. If it was something that I wasn't happy with, I would have taken it out.
I hate my mistakes, honestly.
Yeah. It's all good. I've learned so much. I'm learning so much. This was
just over a year since you started knitting.
I know.
And you've done a Stephen West crazy freaking shawl.
Yeah.
And
it's good.
Cables, colorwork.
Yeah.
Right? Socks. So, whatevs.
I think it's good.
It's all for fun, right?
It is. It's all for fun.
That's it.
Totes.
Do what you love this year.
That's right. You boo.
Do you have anything else to say about your cool Haas?
No, but I like it. And I like how it...
Good for you. I'm glad you like it.
I like how it fits. I think, I've been wearing like so many slouchy hats, and then wearing this and your coffee talk toque that you knit me, I kind of like the beanie look.
I feel like you're a lumberjack.
Yeah, I can go chop some wood.
Go ahead.
Well, you won't let me get an axe.
No, you're not getting an axe.
I know. I want an axe so bad, but you won't let me get one.
It's unnecessary.
It's not. We have some wood in the back to chop. Yes.
No, unnecessary.
Well, I'm going to go to Home Depot without you one day.
Good for you.
Anyway, next.
Paul Bunyan over here. So I have an FO. I think it was...
I love this.
A cast on in the previous episode, Pasa Doble?
Maybe.
Not quite sure. Since
I feel like I can't remember the last episode.
I don't remember any of them, so...
Okay.
This is another Coffee Talk toque. I did cast it on. Okay. Here's another Coffee Talk toque. This is a pattern by Tracy Miller of The Grocery Girls. It is $7 Canadian, about $5.69 for the US. I love this hat.
I love it too.
I used some Savvy Skeins.
You sure did.
And I'm going to pull this out. I want to say it's Boots and Spurs. Yeah.
Boots and Spurs.
So
Boots and Spurs.
Savvy Skeins on her Optimum DK. Mm-hmm. Boots and Spurs. It is 250 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino. And I love the colors of it. I did mess up on here too.
You did?
I messed up on my decreases. I still think they look good. I still think my crown looks good. I don't know what I did wrong. I think I forgot to do something somewhere, but... And I went just... You know what, too?
What?
I used a normal cast on, I think.
Does she call for a special cast on in there?
No, but when I do my hats and I do my socks, I do the German...
Twisted
cast on. It is super stretchy.
Yeah.
So this is a little tight around my ears and my head. But I love the hat. I love the texture it makes. They're my favorite socks. Is one of my favorite socks as well. It's a fun, quick, easy knit. I definitely will probably make more of these because I do love it. So yeah. So that's Coffee Talk toque. It is... I want to say I haven't even used half of the skein of yarn. I could probably do a whole nother hat out of this.
Yeah. It's a beautiful colorway.
Largest size. I did a couple extra repeats though. Just one. I think I did one extra repeat. I went to, you're supposed to knit, like most hats, till you get 7 inches from cast on. I went to about 7.5, just to give me a little more length. Because I think you said yours was a little tight. Or not tight, shorter. It was more beanie style. So
yeah,
I was like, let me just go just a little bit larger, see how that looks. And I like it. So
yeah, I like it a lot too.
I love this color. All the different tones of gray in it, the browns. And
me too.
It's
gorgeous.
It just reminds me of like leather boots
and spurs.
Boots and spurs. Where's that from? Is that a Shrek thing? Like I feel like it's...
I think it's boots and pants or something like that, people say. I have no idea.
It's from a movie. I just don't know where. But yeah. So
if anybody knows, comment down below.
Please. Oh, I had a question.
You did?
Yeah.
While you're thinking of that and you were just talking about the yarn, one more thing about my hat. There were 2 sizes in this. So you can do a small, medium. or a large. The small medium fits 20 to 23 inches head circumference, which was my head fit in there. So I knit the small medium, and I used this is a 50-gram ball, and I still have this left over, which isn't much, but I really appreciate the fact that I didn't have to dip into a second skein to knit this hat. So if anybody's interested, one 50-gram ball of shelter would knit this hat. So that's all I had to say about that.
You know what I just read over here?
What?
That this is completely reversible. Now look at it on the reverse side. It's still quite nice. Ooh. So instead of your purl rows that you have here,
you have knit rows.
So you have your pearls right there.
Yeah.
So you turn it inside out, and they're just knit rows.
Oh, that looks like
what?
I love it. See, your decreases look good there. Okay, well that just changed. I've been living in the.
He has been for like 3 days.
Mm-hmm. I just said to him yesterday. We took down all of our Christmas decorations on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And we left up our tree. Our tree was pretty big this year, so we left up the tree to take that outside today. So I had the coffee top toque on, and I brought the tree outside, like out of the stand and stuff. Come back in, doing whatever, and then Kevin like looks at me. He's like, "You got a bunch of stuff stuck to your hat." So I had like all the needles, like, the needles like sticking out of my hat, and I didn't even realize it.
And I don't know if we've talked about this before, but if we have leftover yarn, guys, we normally throw them in little Ziploc bags that we got from IKEA with the ball band. And then we just have a bin of these so that we could always go back to them and do some scrappy stuff.
I usually write on the outside of the band how much he doesn't, but I write how much is left.
I don't do that.
Just to make it easier, like if you're looking for something, 50 grams, I'm going to take 20 grams of this, or, whatever. Anyway, that's that.
That's my last FO. That's my one and only FO.
Okay, I have one more. This was languishing for, 6 months.
Well, technically, I guess I have an FO, another one. It was my project.
I helped Kevin by crocheting some of his project to complete it. I'll show you where he left off.
I thought that was going to drop.
So this, if you remember, I knit one in the summertime. I want to say it was like June or July. No, I crocheted one. Sorry, beg your pardon. My mom and her friend each wanted one of these perfect pocket shawls by Sonia Hood. And I'm sure you've seen this. This has kind of been everywhere. This is one of those hot patterns this year. And so I knit one for my mother. Crocheted one for my mom. Kevin was gonna crochet one for her friend Maggie, and he started, but it's been languishing for a few months. So then
I'm not a crocheter, y'all.
It's okay.
So that's a lie. I will crochet like stuffies because they're quick and they're fast. I don't mind doing that. But I'm not a crocheter. I like to be able to look away from my work. And I like to read patterns. I can't, like...
What do you mean? This is a pattern that you read.
HDC and...
Half double crochet.
Too much work.
It's not. It's just learning a different language.
It's like
wait till you start brioche. Ooh.
Yeah, that's hieroglyph over there.
Okay, so this is out of Lion's brand Heartland in the Kings Canyon colorway.
That's a pretty sounding colorway.
Yeah.
That's a good name. Kings Canyon.
It's a little blurs.
That sounds like a town.
Let's see if it'll focus. No.
That sounds like a Hallmark movie town.
Kings Canyon?
Yeah. Right?
Apparently we live in like Hallmarkville. No, we live in Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Yeah, somebody told me that the difference between Hallmark and Lifetime movies is that there's sometimes Lifetime movies like can get a little dark. Like missing kids and like
that's a different
crazy nannies and stuff.
Yeah,
that's a little scary. So I knit that out, crocheted that out of the Heartland. Here it is, and I used a 9mm crochet hook. This is just a clover. They're very comfortable. This one's a plastic one, which I thought was interesting because all the other clover ones, are they?
No, they're all plastic.
They are?
I mean, you have some metal ones downstairs, for sure.
And some wooden ones.
Yours aren't clover, though. The metal ones that you have are is it Bowie?
Yeah, that one was like when I first started learning how to crochet, which they last forever, those metal ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is it. This is the King's... I'm just going to show you the color, the yarn up close.
Here, well,
it's really pretty. It's pretty big. There's one pocket. Just went by Kevin's. I did the fringe. She opted for the fringe. Whee! And there it is. So this is it's a nice. I mean, it's definitely a nice shawl.
I would say you crocheted up actually pretty quickly. I would say even faster than your mother's.
I mean, so the yarn was a lot easier to work with than my mom's was. This yarn is very soft, and I didn't have any splitting with this yarn.
See, I did, and I think that's my issue with acrylic yarn is I always find that when I work with acrylic yarn, I find it to be splitty. So that's why it's not my first preference of yarn to go to. Even with knitting, I find that I split it. So
I don't know. It's really fun to knit. There's a nice border detail, and the fringe. Yeah, so it's it's cool. So that's that.
Is it a free pattern?
It is. I don't think it's a free pattern.
Or is it free with like ads almost, and then you can pay to get ads removed?
Let's actually take a look and see.
Because I thought it was on a different site, not on Ravelry. I could totally be wrong.
It's definitely on Ravelry because I linked it already in our show notes. Perfect Pockets Shawl. Well, there's a lot of projects. It's $6 US.
Okay.
Yep. It's published in Not Yourself Out Crochet Patterns.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Oh, and that was a suggested yarn, actually, was Lion's Brand Heartland. So that's probably why we bought it. My mom's I did in recycled tweed. Lion's Brand recycled tweed. It was a cotton.
Acrylic?
No, I think it was a cotton wool blend. Maybe it was cotton acrylic. I'm not
sure. I thought
it
was cotton acrylic.
But it was very different. It was because I think it was the cotton. It was just like, it wasn't flowing. Like my tension, like it just wasn't flowing. This one worked out really well.
Cool.
And I've used two full hanks of it, which is 5 ounces, 142 grams, 251 yards, so 500 yards, and then some.
From the third one?
From the third one. I still have some left over, so I'll probably do something else. It's very soft yarn. Anyway, that's that.
All right.
So now I can give this to Maggie.
Moving along. So that's all our FOs.
Moving along. Yep, that's it.
All right, and I have 2 whips. You have 2 whips?
I have 2 whips.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll grab my first one.
Okay.
I don't have the pattern up.
You don't? What is it?
Hold on.
Oh, I have it. Oh, it's downstairs. I didn't bring it up because I didn't start it yet.
So my first one is going to be...
We don't have much room.
We don't have much room up here.
No, we don't. I'm having some coffee, if anybody's interested.
I am too. I'm having peppermint bark.
I have French roast mixed with peppermint bark.
All right.
But peppermint bark on the strong setting.
So you all have seen different versions of this.
There's a lot of different versions.
I've shown it before. I'm doing another dotted raise by Stephen West.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see where you're at because I haven't seen this yet.
I haven't done much on it because I've been working on the other one. So it's a very nice, easy, beginner-friendly shawl. I had done it previously. Actually showed it in the live as one of my favorites.
Oh, the finished one. Yeah, with your avocado toast.
So this lived in my bearded pearl bag that I
freaking adore it. I know.
Like, I don't know that I could put this away.
Well, you don't
and
have
not
to
use it in it's.
Well, why don't we do like a Christmas in July, and then you can use it again for a project. Oh my god, that yarn is great.
All right, so I am using some hedgehog fiber sock yarn in Magpie.
Yeah.
So hedgehog fibers and
sparkly
Magpie. So we got 90% merino and 10% nylon. So here is where I'm at so far.
I love it, Kev.
I do too. So this was another one where I wasn't sure
like
how right?
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
I wasn't sure how the yarn was going to knit up, and so I had caked up 2 skeins.
Yep.
1, 2.
Yep.
This one looks lighter than this one to me, especially when you look there. Like, it looks like a big difference. So I was concerned that once I was done with this one, that moving on to this one, it would look so different. So what I did is when I cast on, I started working with both. I would do a row with one. No, I would do a section with one, get to my yarn overs. The next row, I would add in the other one. And then I said, no, I'm done with that crap. That's too much work. Let's just see what happens. So I think I stopped doing it right about here. Okay. So this section...
but both of the yarns are attached still, huh?
No, this one is not. This one is not anymore. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not too far in. This is going to be for my mom. She had seen the other one and asked for this in black and white. So I think
she'll love it.
Yeah. It's knitting up. It really is a quick knit because of the short rows in here.
Yeah.
So I love the way that it's looking so far. So I
think I'm going to cast mine on this week.
Yeah, and it's such a great shawl to wear as well. It's an easy shawl to wear. It fits well under a jacket. It's not, like our slip extravaganza,
which I wear all the time though. Too.
You do wear that. You wear, yeah. But yeah, I do. I love this. It is a paid for pattern. It's in a couple of his books, or you could buy it individually. It's $6 in Europe, it says. Euros. So it's about $7.68 in US.
Nice.
And I actually, you know what's nice too, guys? I love my Chowroos. Love them. Love them, love them. But I'm knitting these on my Addies, and I love my Addies.
They're a lot lighter, right? Are they lighter?
No, I don't think so. They're just slicker than Chowroos. I just wish they had different cords. And actually the join. I'm not a big fan of the Addie join, but I do love the needle tips. They're my favorite needle tips. They're just so slick, and the yarn just slides right off.
Oh, that's nice.
And this is
It's nice to change it up every once in a while, to go back to some different types of needles, even though you have your favorites.
Yeah, and you know what else I like about this? So this pattern is knit on a US 6.
Yep.
So it's a 4mm needle, so it really just... it knits up very quickly. Like when we did the slip extravaganza, that was on a
4.
3.
US 4, I thought.
I don't know. Maybe a 4.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe. I don't remember.
But yeah, definitely a good shawl pattern for beginners. All you need to know is how to knit and how to do some yarn overs. Really and cool. Some short rows, but without picking up wraps or anything. Right. No wrap picking up. It's really, really nice.
I can't wait to start mine. That's exciting. I love that. I think it turned out really nice. It's gonna look really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it grow and kind of see how the yarn looks, how it the pooling or the flashing, kind of what it does.
Yeah, once you get the way more it looks of so far. Me too.
So we'll see.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of cookies.
I mean, it's not for me, so
right. But your mom's gonna love it.
Yeah,
she's gonna love it. So. And that's with intention. You know what I mean? Like we knit for other people.
I know it's very rare we get to do that, knit for other people.
Yeah.
Nobody ever asks us.
No.
I think my mother, with the exception of your mom asking for the perfect pocket shawl. Right. I don't think anybody's really ever asked us to knit them something.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That was the first time.
Yeah.
So. All right, continue.
Okay.
You may go on to a whip.
Thank you. So, this is, I just cast this on last night. When we were in Knit New Haven, I saw a sample. And I've never really noticed the samples at a yarn shop before as like, oh my God, I can't wait to knit that. Like I want to knit that so bad. But our friend Carrie over at Creative Obsession, she did the Alaska sweater, and they have the Alaska hat by Camille Descoteaux. I'm not. So this is the Alaska hat. And this is the designer. Is it in there?
Yep.
Okay. And the sample that we saw in the yarn store looked like a sunset. The trees were like, dark like this. But then this is, I read about this. This is based on like the Aurora Borealis in Alaska and seeing it like...
I can see that.
Yeah,
now.
so that's where like the colors play in here. But what we saw in the sample looked like a sunset. So I thought it was so cool, and I really wanted to do almost the exact same thing. So this is part of our Breaking the Bank as well as a whip. I'm doing the body, like the sunset part, in this Freya Fine Hand Paints in Dahlia colorway. So it's going to be like, you see like, you know, the sky will be like pinks and yellows or some...
I don't recall. Are you going to start with the yellow or with the pink? Are you going to go pink,
I'm
orange, yellow?
Yeah, I
or
think I'm
yellow,
going to do
orange, pink?
No, I was thinking about doing the pink.
I almost feel like you should go yellow, orange, pink. Wouldn't that be the sun?
Like if it's setting, like if the sun is behind the trees, yeah. So yellow,
orange, pink.
Yes,
because then you would get that pinky orange in the sky.
I mean, I think either way will be just fine. But yes, you're right. So yellow first. So I'll pull from the middle.
Yeah.
For this one, but this yarn is so soft. It's 100% U.S. Merino. Merino. I was trying to read this. Mulesing free. I don't know what that means. Mulesing free. I'm not sure. But it's spun and hand painted in the U.S. Hand wash only.
It's a single ply too.
Yeah, it's a single ply. It looks really cool. So it's called their minikin. It's a Freya minikin. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can find their link to their shop down below. They have a bunch of different... Excuse you.
Ooh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I didn't sleep well. The dog woke me up a ton last night.
I know. I hear you. So I'm excited for that. And then my... the trees and the brim of the hat. Maybe the pom-pom. Not sure. I would like to do a pom-pom for this one. Is in Brooklyn Tree Perry. Here. And this is in Loam is the colorway. So it's like a dark brown. Here's what I have so far. So this is the brim.
Is it a 2x1?
It's a 2x2.
Okay.
But the yarn is knitting up. This is my first time using Perry, and it's amazing. It is so amazing. It's like, I don't know how many ply this is. I wonder if it tells you. But it's like so tightly spun that it's very
round.
Yeah.
It's a really,
so the
really
stitch
nice
definition, I think, is just incredible. Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah, I wish I had them somewhere on hand.
Yeah,
I did some fingerless knits out of it before, and then I knit your Stephen West shawl out of it as well.
Uh-huh. So I'm going to have the brown is going to be like all the trees and stuff, and then we'll have this like sunset coming up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I've never done a Colorwork hat before, so this is going to be new to me. The only Colorwork experience is those Christmas balls.
So that's Colorwork?
Yeah.
Right, so this one, the one that we discussed, Carrie kind of talked about it on her channel as well, is that there's really long floats. And I forget the technique that she used. It was almost like double knitting, from what I remember. So, we were talking with the owner at Knit New Haven, Linda, and so you're going to just try catching your floats.
I'm going to catch my floats.
3 to 4 stitches, probably, just to make a really nice fabric.
Well, what's cool is in this pattern, Camille...
Yeah.
The designer actually talks about catching the floats. And I forgot where she says it, but she says it. I actually read the pattern through. To avoid long strands in the back of your work, she suggests crossing your yarns every time you must knit more than 5 stitches the same color. And she even says, for example, in this round, you're going to knit, 9 and then,
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. It's a very well-written pattern. The chart is cool. I'm excited.
Looks great. It'll be fun.
Are you mocking me?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Because I'm really excited about this. Hopefully I can do it. And this is living in my Le Garçon bag by Max and Vincent. I love this bag so much. I forgot how much I love this bag. I haven't had a project in here in a little while.
Speaking of Max and Vincent... Max just posted a volcano Cal that he was looking for testers. I totally forgot to even apply for it.
You wanted to.
I had to come up here and look for yarn to see if I had enough for it, but
Yeah.
that is going to be added to my list of things to knit once that pattern is released, because it is a faded Cal that actually now, like, it's
tapered a little bit.
Yeah, so it looks like, like a volcano. Kind of like when we were kids putting them together for science.
I actually never did that.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I never did that. I wish I did. Why didn't I?
I don't know. You know what was a fun one, too, that I did as a kid is, like, we had to almost, like, not invent something, but try to come up with something useful to, like, repurpose things. So I took a soda can and I cut off one, like, 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
From top to bottom, and then 1/2, and then I made a holder out of it. I then cut it a little bit like a candle holder, like you would when you were carrying a candle.
Cool.
And then inside,
was it sharp? I bet it
add
was sharp.
some of it, probably,
Yeah.
and then covered it in foil so that the other half this way would reflect the candlelight.
That's cool.
So it was fun. I remember doing that in school. I did remember my question because I was thinking about this today.
Good.
So the question of the episode is, what's something that's been bringing you, like, that makes you smile? Something that's been, that makes you smile. So mine lately is, even though I don't like them most of the time, is our squirrels that live in our tree in the backyard. Like, they're super cute when they come down to get leaves to bring back up to their nest. And watching them just, like, grab the leaves, stuff them in their mouth, and, like, reposition them, and then go up the tree, and then the leaves start falling, and then they reposition them again.
They're very cute.
And they keep doing it. And there's one squirrel who I saw and probably did it for like 2 hours. Like, grab some leaves, run up the tree, come back down, more leaves. And that's something, like, I see and that makes me happy and smile. So what's something lately that has been making you happy and smile?
Me?
Well, sure, you or every.
Oh, yeah,
watching.
them. Yeah, sure. You make me smile.
Such a freaking schmuck.
You do. But those squirrels are cute, and now they're pretty chunky because they've been putting on their, like, winter weight. Do you guys notice that? For those of you who, like, ever pay attention, I think that squirrel that was coming down that oak tree yesterday, I thought he was gonna, like, roll down the tree. He was almost rotund. They're very cute.
Oh, you know what I saw earlier in the week? There, one came up on the deck, and we had some ice. We had, like, I don't know when we had snow last week sometime. So there's still some, like, snow chunks, and grabbed a chunk of, like, ice, chewed on it for a little bit, and then ran away with it.
Oh, he was probably thirsty.
I don't know, but it was cute.
That's cute.
All right, so next whip. Whoopsh, whoopsh. So our next whip is, we can talk about it at the same time.
Sure.
It's the same whip.
Yeah.
So we had mentioned probably on our last episode is that with our Thursday night group of friends that we knit with, a lot of us have decided to do the Montrealer by Vincent.
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
Right.
There's about, I don't know, maybe, depending on the week, there's about 20 of us, I would say. Maybe a little bit more sometimes. So a good number of us have either decided to cast on a sweater, or the majority of us are doing the Montrealer, the ones who are participating in this, like, it's a knit along, but not really a knit along, because there's no time frame, no stress, just like, let's all knit the same thing if you choose to do so. So we both cast ours on New Year's Day. They're both being knit out of Knit Picks.
Yep, and this is the pattern, which we've seen this before, the Montrealer.
So here is mine so far. I've gotten my sleeves. I've separated for sleeves.
Yeah.
So here is my sleeve separation is there. Yep. So I did about, I think it was about 4.5 to 5 inches for my sleeve separation.
Yeah.
Where are my needles? Let me just.
Oh, you don't have a needle stopper.
No.
Why don't you use the tools we have at our disposal? Kevin, it just all popped out.
No, it did not.
Oh my God. Put it down. Just put it down. Everybody saw it already. Just put it down. I have such anxiety.
So here. I love
it.
The colors.
Me too.
So we have a nice dark blue, the light blue, and then the orange.
I think you're spot on.
So my colors are... Actually...
Kevin, look at it. I feel like I'm going to, whine at you until you get your shit together. Look at all the stitches popped off.
One stitch. Look at all those stitches that
Does anybody else
off.
have anxiety when people hold up their knitted projects and see the needles just dangling?
It's actually really funny. So you give me anxiety when you knit because...
Why?
Because, well, one, I looked over at you today when you were knitting on the brim, and you're so serious.
I was?
Yeah, it's the most serious face. You're like, I can't do it because I'm thinking about it. It cracks me up. But yes, I have now an itchy nose. Very
That's
serious.
because you're talking smack.
And then...
God is punishing you.
I can't tell you how many times I hear, oh no.
Well, yeah.
I hear oh no so much. That gives me agita because I'm like, oh, jeez.
Why? Because you're going to, that the next question is, Kevin, can you help me?
No.
Oh.
So we have, my light blue is Fjord Heather.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, it's, it reminds me of a color like a frost. Like a nice light blue.
I love it.
And then my orange is literally just called Orange. So we have Wool of the Andes Orange.
When it works.
And then my dark blue is Delft Heather.
Delft.
So,
and that's a town? Somebody had said what Delft Heather was, remember?
They did.
It's based on some pottery or something? The color,
Why do I feel like
bluish.
Oh, yes, in the white and blue pottery, the design on China.
Yeah, what's the...
Yes.
There's anyway.
So, yes, so this is...
Y'all are a wealth of knowledge.
You guys sure are. Thank goodness for y'all.
I know.
So I'm on my third... I finished my third stripe of the blue, and based on the picture on the pattern, there's a total of 9 stripes with this blue. So
it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I do love it. I tried it on before I separated for sleeves just to see that it was fitting across my chest properly and to see if I wanted my yoke any longer, and I didn't. So I separated I was just over 11 inches when I did my separation.
Wow.
So the separation too, I will say I struggled with it. So it has you do a cable cast on, and the way that I was doing it incorrectly. Typically when you do a cable cast on, your working yarns on your left needle, and the instructions were telling you to do your typical cable cast on. I didn't realize I had to flip my work.
Yeah.
So I asked our knitting group, and they informed me. And then you know what else I did is I went and I checked out my Beauceron pattern, and it tells you in there to flip your work to do the cable cast on. So then I did it, and it was smooth sailing from there.
Yeah. I told Kevin, I was like, just reach out to Vincent. Our buddy Vincent.
Yeah. Hey, Vincent.
Hey, can you got a second to talk me through the knitting?
But yeah, it's actually because it's a worsted weight sweater. I'm knitting it on the recommended needle, so a US 7. Even though my gauge was a little bit off, I'm okay with some extra positive ease in it. So, because I was only knitting it with 2 inches positive ease, I think. So I would be okay if I hit 4. Yeah. So I just went with the size recommended, and it's up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Being a worsted weight sweater on size 7 needles.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Both of my whips.
Oh, wait. Let's talk about the bag it's in.
Okay.
I forgot to mention this was a new purchase, which I love this bag.
I love it too.
So I got these because they were on sale. So I got Ray one for Christmas, which came quite late. And then I got one for myself because, it's coming from another country. So, shipping. Why not buy more? But this is a nice little tote from Mrs. Brown's Bags. And I love this tote.
I love it too.
It's great. I don't typically knit from my project bags. This one I have been. So it's been lovely to
And it's funny because usually when we get things, we usually wait. I guess typical, some of the other podcasters, we wait and to show you guys first before we start using them.
Yeah.
But these have been so great that we just couldn't wait. So this one was mine.
Well, I gotta sneeze.
God bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's got the pockets on the outside, on both sides. I love. This is like my first.
This is the large tote too.
Yeah, and so this was holding the Perfect Pockets shawl, and now it's open for a new project. So I need a large project.
You could do your dotted rays in there.
No, because my dotted rays is in my bearded pearl bag,
okay.
and I want to use that because it's gorgeous too.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got to find something. I love having bags. We were just talking about I love having bags.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Speaking of bags, my sweater is living in my Knit for Brains large bag. I showed this last time. It's actually pretty full because I have a lot of yarn in here. And I also wanted to thank you all for your feedback and comments regarding the colors of the sweater. Asked what you thought about my swatch. So many of you were on board with the green. Most people were actually on board with the green. And I was too. So it was really nice to, get everybody's feedback. And I really appreciate that so much. So I did stay with the greens. I did make a change with the focal stripe thingamajigger. But this one's mine. I'm not as far as Kevin is, but I made some good progress. So I did separate for sleeves. You can see, I mean, the colors are coming out beautifully right now. Can you see them?
Yeah. You actually are holding yours up way better than mine. You can actually see your sleeves.
I tried to untuck yours, but see, look what I have on the edge of my needles. So I have no anxiety.
Oh, okay. We got a whole head roll.
I know. I've never done that before.
Shape.
Yeah. So this is the actual front of it, but it doesn't really matter. So I ended up doing the oyster. Remember I was playing around with using the oyster as my stripes instead of the green? So I did the oyster instead of this dark color.
I like the oyster better.
I like the oyster too.
Yeah.
I think the sweater just feels airy and light, and I think it just adds a little brightness to it. And maybe like a little bit of sophistication.
I also think using the oyster, if you use it for any other accents on the sweater, is going to be really nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I'm actually going to do... the...
So, you know what, too?
These things.
So here, called? Just to show this again, we haven't shown a picture yet.
I did.
Oh, did we? Yeah. So there, Montrealer.
Yeah. So I might do the drawstrings.
Yep.
The oyster.
As an I-cord.
I might do the pocket edging here.
Okay. Yep.
And then that might be it.
So
I was thinking about doing the cuffs too, but that's gonna be too much. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing the same thing with my orange, doing the drawstring.
Yep.
Doing the corners of the pocket with that orange. Maybe the outside of the hood where the drawstring would go through. Mm-hmm. Have that. No, I wouldn't do that. That'd be too much orange to have that and the drawstring orange.
No, I think I would just do the strings.
I could do that the light blue though, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be pretty.
It'll just be fun. I mean, we could...
Yeah.
Depending on how much yarn we have left over.
So actually, here's another thing too. You started it. I decided to jump on board with it. And I'm not sure that I love this. So we, for some of our yarn, have done a Russian join.
Yeah.
Right? Russian join.
I'll show you that in a second.
Which I don't know that I'm a big fan of because I find that I'm cutting my yarn and it's unraveling a bit. Like, I know it's not going to fall apart. I don't think because of the join itself, but the unraveling of the yarn has been kind of bothersome. So I don't, like, typically I don't. I just add a new skein and I weave in my ends. So I may, after I finish this, this ball, I had done 4.5 together and made just one big 250 gram cake.
Yeah.
So after that, I may just continue doing it how I typically would, just adding a skein when needed and weaving in my ends. But how do you guys typically do that? Especially when you're working with superwash yarn. It's different when you're working with non-superwash, just spit felt and you're good to go. So what are your preferred methods of joining new yarn? Do you just throw it in your project, weave in ends? Do you like a Russian join? Or what is it, a magic knot?
Magic knot.
I've done a mat.
I did it on my last sweater,
but the knot came through on the front, right?
Yeah, totally.
Right. So that's the I
probably
don't know
did
that
it wrong.
I would use that for a garment. No, I mean it creates a knot. So that would come through. I don't know if I would use that for a garment. So let us know what you guys do. Well, how do you do that?
I think it's personal preference, but I did read about the Russian join where people said that you can really spend like half an hour to an hour trimming your ends. If you really wanted to, you'll get to the point where all of the ends are captured, within the strands. But you just have to pull a little bit, cut a little bit, pull a little bit, cut a little bit, let it, you can spend that time doing it. To me, so far, so good.
It's been annoying to me so far.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about my yarn.
Let's talk about your yarn.
So I'm also using Wool of the Andes Superwash knit picks. This is the Oyster Heather for my contrast stripe. I actually ended up getting like 5 or 6 skeins of this because I had the intention of doing the regular contrasting stripes. The other colors, the darker green is Bamboo Heather. And the light green is, I believe it's called Avocado. Yeah, it's Avocado. So this is what I did. So like Kevin was saying, so they're 50-gram balls, just like this. So we ended up caking them all together. So this is 3 skeins of the green, the avocado, which is all I'm going to need for all of the stripes in my sweater. So I did the Russian join, trimmed them pretty good, I think. I haven't had any issues with it so far. And so I have one big cake of that, and then I've gone through so far with the dark green, I've gone through 3 skeins, so about 150 grams of the dark green, and then this is 4 skeins caked together as well. So it just makes it easier for me because the 50 grams it goes so fast, especially like right now we're in just like Knitsville. So everything just kind of like you just go, and the last thing you want to do is like join the ends of your yarn.
Yeah, they do.
Stop and like join them and all of that.
Yeah, so. No, maybe that's another reason why people just do non-superwash for sweaters. It makes it so much easier.
I do want to do although this does feel like wool.
I will say that this wool of the Andes, even though it's superwash, it feels like wool. I
know it is wool, but
it doesn't feel non-superwash.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's not smooth, and I think it's because it's Peruvian.
Maybe.
Wool stuff, so it could just be the way it's treated, but it is scratchy, right? When we did our swatches, it blocks beautifully. It's soft to the skin, but it is scratchy currently. Yeah. Knitting with it.
Pattern away.
So that is all of our actual knitting content, right? That's all our whips.
That's all we've been kind of working on. I don't think either one of us had I feel like we didn't have oodles and oodles of time.
No, and you know what? I've only been, since we've cast on the sweater, the only thing I've touched, with the exception of maybe a day, is my sweater. It's really the only thing I've been working on. So I haven't been touching many other projects. I don't really have a goal for the sweater. I wouldn't hate it if it was done by the end of the month. And I think that's pretty feasible based on how quickly it's knitting up.
It's knitting up really quickly.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to switch to smaller cords.
Yeah, I will too, because I do find... I don't mind having my project kind of squish up.
No,
it
me
makes
neither.
it a little bit easier to move along.
Same.
Too many stitches is awful. Yeah. But I think right now with the cords that I'm using, it's just a little too large of a circumference.
Yeah, because you have to stop your flow in order to manipulate the stitches back. Right. I think on a smaller cord, it's a little bit easier to go. And especially,
I don't know. I find this true with Chowgoos and with Addie's. Your cord connector also slows you down.
It does. So I don't like that.
Addie's is much longer. Addie's cord connector is about this big. Chowgoos is about that big. Mm-hmm. Both of them just slow you down just a little bit.
Yeah.
So having to not use it will speed up the knitting.
Yeah. So I think I'll just put it on the largest cord that we have for our Addie or in our Chowgoo set. You using Chowgoos or are you using Addie's?
My sweater I'm using Chowgoo.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's talk about some Olo Post.
Woohoo! So if you all are not interested, we say this, but
I know
it doesn't really matter. This is the point where you can turn it off if you didn't.
This is where the actual knitting stops, and then the rest is just some.
Mm-hmm. I do have a future project.
I have 1, 2, 3, kind of like 4 future projects right here.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's start there because 2 of them were gifted to us. And that's technically like
that's where I was going to start.
Okay, great.
All right, so my first one is, this was gifted to us, this is a pattern gifted to us by Jennifer, also Jedi Dragoon, who has a podcast. She also has an Etsy shop where she makes stitch markers. And
yeah, we'll link her Etsy shop below.
They're, some of them are made out of like little tiny gears, it looks like. I can't think of the what they remind me of. I'm trying to think.
Like steampunk.
Yes, that. Mm-hmm. And they're really, really cute.
Really
cool. She gifted me the Unheeded Warnings shawl by Barbara Benson.
She's such a kind
person. This is a very fun looking shawl.
I wasn't prepared for this. I love it.
Right? Oh, so really interesting.
It looks like
mosaic.
Yeah, or like Aztec-y.
Yes,
almost.
That's where I was going to go to.
Yeah.
That was my next one. Let's see if we could. Here's another picture. Really, really pretty design. So that will be a future knit. So thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate it.
So this one is Ashes and Soot by Melanie Rice. This is a cowl, but I love the shape of this. It's almost like an arrow. It's like a superhero cowl kind of thing. It's hard to see, but we'll link them below. There's some like really cool slip stitches in there, and it's also got that I wish this was clearer. Oh, there's 8 pictures. Oh, there's 8 pages in the pattern. Never mind, not 8 pictures.
Go back, maybe on Ravelry there's a better one?
Maybe.
Or, I mean, like on the pattern page?
Like in the pattern page?
I think there's just the one. You would see the arrows.
Yeah. Anyway, love it. I think it's going to be really fun to knit up. So thank you so much. That was really cool.
And what else? Do you have any owl posts over there?
So over here, I have no owl posts. Nope, everything else is breaking the bank.
All right, so this one, first up, this is one of the benefits
to cry.
That's so funny. One of the benefits of us not doing the podcast yesterday is that this came after, like a little bit later in the afternoon, evening yesterday. So this was a happy podiversary.
Show the back side first.
Gift.
Show that one.
So this is a nice large bearded pearl bag.
Huge. And we love...
Justin and Caleb sent this to us, and this is a little bit different, and I love it. This is... on our other bags, the handle is the same gray, but then the inside is the pop of color. But I do love just the pop of color here. Show the...
So...
Here's the...
Yep.
Our previous one, and then you have the yellow here on the inside. But I do love the green on the outside. Another pop.
These are the best bags.
Okay. But here's what makes this bag so special.
Justin's been, I think they're both been kind of experimenting with
their sewing
embroidery.
Machine.
Guys.
Look at this bag.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Isn't that incredible?
I can't even.
It's so well done.
Yeah. It's so good. Like, seriously, opening this and seeing it was like... What?
We both were like, oh, we had to like put it down and like walk away.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Guys,
it's so awesome.
Thank you so much. We cannot express... thank you so much. They're going to have a pretty big update, I think, pretty soon on their shop.
Are they?
Yeah.
How do you know this? Do you just speak sometimes?
No, I have some insider information.
You're such a...
Insider trading.
All right. So let's do... Here, you do this. And I'll do this.
All right, you
so
start,
the next
though.
one came...
Sorry for the crinkle party, guys.
Yeah.
We should have been prepared. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
So this is another podiversary gift, kind of.
Yeah.
Right? Hold on. This was a great gift from our friend Amanda that we adore. And the really cool thing about this is that this is something that we wanted. Like, this is a maker that we've been eyeing for so long, and we've just never kind of jumped and made the purchase, right? But Amanda gifted us, wait till you see this one, some bags from Lila Styles.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like, what?
Look how cute, guys.
And this is our good friend Amanda, and it's this one. I love this fabric. I mean, I love the other one too, but this one is just so, I don't know. There's something about this fabric. I've seen it before, and I just absolutely adore it.
I love it.
So, Amanda, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And then...
Lila...
No.
I'm sorry. Lila. Angelica said when Amanda ordered the gift for us, she wanted to send some stuff our way as well. So she sent 2 additional bags. And now, speaking of embroidery, this is all embroidered. Isn't that great? I'm a really slow knitter without magic. Hermione Granger.
Order of the Phoenix.
Isn't that so good?
Yeah.
I'm a really slow knitter without magic as well. And this is cute. This has the yarn ball here with wands as knitting needles, which we can get behind. Because it's pretty much our logo.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Love it. And then this one is also a quote, "To the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered." I'm not going to tell you where this is from, but let's see if you can guess below where this is from. It comes up on Google if you Google it, but
we'll just give it away.
Just give it away. There's your cheat. Well, I'm an insider trader, so whatever. Inside trader.
What? You're weird.
No, isn't that illegal?
Yes, it is illegal. Do that.
The inside of the bags are also
let's do that.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah, this one is like a paisley thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So check out Lila Styles bags. There's some great bags there, guys.
How cute.
Bearded Pearl bags and Amanda Knits.
So, guys, thank you all.
Yes, thank you for
so
the
very
generosity.
much. I think Kevin showed this, but you can follow her on social media.
And Lila Styles me. Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, she has I think she also has some new.
Her bags are really gorgeous.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
they're gorgeous.
They really are.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And then that's it for Outpost. Now we just have some break in the bank, right?
I want to put things in all of these bags.
I know. So
I can't have all these projects going at one time.
What the hell is all this? Well, one of these
are
yours.
You swearing?
You swore earlier. Do not.
I am. This is not mine.
Yes, that is.
It is?
Yeah, you bought that for your...
Oh, then I think I have... I think I took one of yours then.
No, this is mine.
Oh, I know. Shoot. What was I was going to pair this with... Okay, I have no idea now. I
don't remember what this is for.
I don't remember the project, but I remember the yarn I was going to pair it with. I just don't know. It was going to be a hat, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let's go. So this is our break in the bank section. This is what we bought. So look, just look at the cute little logo.
So exciting. I know,
so
I love
this is when we go to Knit New Haven. That's their little logo. It's adorable.
It is adorable. It's an adorable shop.
It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite ones. So
it's really nice to go.
One of my also... let's see. So one of my upcoming projects is going to be the paddle gloves paddle mitts.
I think it's just called paddle.
It is by Tin Can Knits.
Mine too.
It is a paid for pattern. It's $5. It's included in a book for $18 that has 14 patterns in it. And I believe I purchased the ebook. But they're just a really simple DK weight mitt, right? Some stripes. Let's just.
Well, that's a great picture.
Right. Tons of sizes because they always do really great with their sizing. So while we were at New Haven, I picked up 2 skeins. I did some Brooklyn Tweed Loft. And I think my main color is going to be Caraway. And my stripes are going to be in Hayloft, which I love the Hayloft color.
Well, I think that also
so I think that they're going to pair really, really well. It's going to be kind of subtle because the Hayloft is the same color in this Caraway. So I thought they would be, pair really nice.
But you can make two
really beautiful.
Yeah, you can make 2 pairs of them and just have them reversed. That's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's one of my purchases.
Great. And so I'm going to do the same pattern, but I chose these 2 colors, which I love. Aren't these so good?
Yeah.
So this
I love that blue.
Me too. This is called Tarquin. And this is called Sweatshirt. Which I can get behind a sweatshirt. I'm sorry, we didn't dress up for you folk today.
No, I mean, I
didn't dress up.
But I realized that we are pretty much wearing the same freaking color. We do this all the time.
When did we do that? And you were so embarrassed.
So I don't like when we go out looking like, you know how like moms dress up their kids who aren't twins sometimes?
I know. Well, after 20 years though, it's like, and it's been officially 20 years.
It has been.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting, is it?
July.
Well, thank God we're not.
I mean, not July, January. We're in January.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was just the other day. We went out to a store and I was looking and I'm like, we literally pretty much have the same outfit on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's okay.
And he thinks it's hysterical.
I love it.
I dislike it.
I mean, we're both individuals, but. We share a fashion sense, apparently.
No,
but don't you love this?
I do like them. Together.
I do, too. So this is going to be paddle as well. And then that's going to be a...
What was this
cast on soon. I remember, I'm going to pair that... So I'll get into it. So this, I bought another skein of Shelter because when I knit this hat with the cast iron, I bought 2 skeins of this. And I only knit 1. So I got a contrasting color to knit something else with it, and I thought I was going to do like the Hatch hat, but then I don't think so.
No, it wasn't a Hatch.
So I can't remember. I think it was going to be a hat.
It was
going to be a Ross hat? Striped?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But it was going to be something with like a nice woolly... Anyway, this is called Fossil. I thought it would pair well with the cast iron.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was going to be.
No, we had delusions of grandeur.
No,
everything made sense in my head when we were in the yarn store. Maybe I
totally, the conversation's right there.
Me too.
It's like right here. It's not hitting here yet for me to actually figure it out. I'll remember eventually, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I think it was definitely going to be a hat.
I'm almost positive it was going to be a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's great. It's great yarn. So it's another Brooklyn tweed thing.
So my next yarn I purchased is also for a specific project.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought 2 skeins of some Brooklyn tweed arbor in the color Butte. So nice, like burnt orange. Love this color. I've used it before in your Stephen West shawl.
You did.
So I
almost wore that today.
Did you? I want to do a Hatch hat for myself. So this is the Hatch hat by Brooklyn Tweed. Well, is it Brooklyn Tweed? It is by Emily Green.
Yeah, Emily Green.
It was made for Brooklyn Tweed.
Right.
So here we are, Hatch.
He looks cool.
Yeah, I knit this for Ray. It's a ribbed hat, just different types of ribbing throughout it.
I love it so much.
I loved knitting it, and and ribbing can get really monotonous and boring. This was not. So you can do it with a watch cap or a beanie. I did yours as a watch cap.
Yeah,
I made
with the folded
mine.
brim.
So I will say, this was the color that, out of all the colors that were available, that I would have chosen. But there's like I've wanted this green, like a green color, like a
lime green?
No, like a mustard yellow. That's what I was. That's right. I was looking.
You've been asking for
a
mustard yellow for a long time,
and I don't have any here because I do have some arbor, but I don't have 2 skeins, so I had to get some. But yeah, this is going to be a Hatch hat whenever I decide to cast it on. Mm-hmm. So that was nice. I'm happy to buy yarn that has a purpose.
Me too.
So
that's why nice. I wish that I remember
what that was for.
What that was for. Because we were talking, we have so many single skeins of yarn.
It's difficult.
That it's sometimes hard. I mean, sock yarn is different because you can
make
socks or a 1 skein shawl or something like that with
a hat.
with that yardage.
You can double it and have DK yarn.
But to have a random 50-gram...
Well, now you're just going to have to find something that you want to make.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to pair it with the
gray.
Yeah.
Or black.
See?
Yeah. No, it will look nice.
Yeah. I just don't remember what I was making.
And what else? Is that everything?
No, I have more. Do you have anything more?
No, I have.
Okay, so then I had, because I wanted to get that oyster stuff, I made a purchase at Knit Picks. And then, Knit Picks, you have to spend some money. So we got a couple of skeins of yarn for... Oh, you know what? I actually have one more thing from Knit New Haven. This was gifted as to try it out. So apparently this business, there's
a big story behind these collage needles and who makes them or now.
I had asked
Linda.
Yeah. I asked Linda if she carried any square needles because I really wanted to try the square needles for something because everybody talks about them. And she actually had some that the company kind of went out of business or sold.
It's just weird. So the company's Collage, and Collage got bought out by Louette. And then once Louette bought Collage went under. And then Louette started taking it, and now I think somebody else bought the company from Louette. These needles are kind of hard to find. You can find them at some Etsy shops and stuff, but that was the story.
Right.
So they spin? That's cool.
They spin. So this is Collage Squared, a square circular, which is odd to say, a square circular. I don't think you can read that so well, but if you can, great. If not, I'm so sorry. But this is the Louette Collage Square. She said you want to try them, so she gave them to me to give a try. So it's a 6.5 millimeter US 10.5 on a 24-inch circular needle. So I might try like a bulky cowl with this just to give it a go. But the needles spin,
which is nice,
which is kind of cool.
So what she had said too about the square needles is that they were at
I'm excited to try it.
Fiber festival or something, or an event, and the table had the needles out, and they had a project cast on, and people would come and just knit a row or knit 2 rows, and throughout the day this had happened, and by the end of the day you couldn't tell the difference between the tension where everybody knit. So the tension is so good
because the stitches are so uniformed.
Yeah, with them. So that's one of the benefits, I guess, of doing the square needles. I also believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Addie does square ones now as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a couple of companies are getting into the squared needle business, which I'm excited to try. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, I love trying new needles.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like really comfortable on your hands as well. Okay, so we got a couple of more skeins of Wool of the Andes in sport, because we have the intention, whether or not we're going to follow through with it, because it sounds, as the weeks go by, it sounds less and less
appealing.
But we were so into like the Christmas ornaments, the balls, Arna and Carlos's balls, that we decided...
Really?
We decided to like change it up and get some different colors to do different things. So this is our intention for these. We got a couple of different colors to bring some like fun to those... Ornaments. So we've got Winter Night, Chestnut,
Dove Heather,
Wonderland
Heather.
This
is going to be I think this will be really nice with white.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
So I figured grab a couple of these sport weight ones.
Yeah.
Because I like the size of how they ended up turning out those.
The size of the balls?
The size of the balls. Okay, and then also, I don't know why... Oh, I have one of these already, and I wanted to get a second one. So this is the Felice worsted in Beyond the Wall. So I have an intention to make some hats with the Beyond the Wall, the self-striping hats. So I wanted to get 2 skeins of them. Yeah. And one more thing from Knit Picks. I got a sock ruler. Never used one before. It's called Socks Rule. And so, yeah. So, sock ruler. Because my intention is to start knitting socks for some other people, too.
Oh,
and I think this will help.
Maybe.
Who knows? We'll give it a go.
All right, so I think that's...
I have one more.
Purchase?
Purchase.
All right, go ahead. Go do it.
So, Nancy at Trilogy Yarn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. She's an enabler. You are, Nancy, because you dye so well, and you do good things.
You dye so well.
You dye so well. Nancy at Trilogy Yarns, has a new club, which we talked about, called the Happy Hour Club. I believe it's a 3-month subscription, and each colorway is based off of a happy hour drink, and included is a drink recipe for
the inspiration behind the colorway.
Yeah. So this is called Blueberry Tea. It's a drink with Grand Marnier, amaretto, tea, lemon, and orange. So I'm excited to try that. I was hoping to try that today, but,
Were you?
Yeah, I think I was. I think I like the idea of getting them and then, like, doing the drinks and, like, showing them at the same time. Wouldn't that be fun to, like, drink the drink during our podcast? Although, probably not a good idea.
I mean, we typically try to podcast about 10 to 11, so that would not be a good idea.
No, it's true. What time is it now?
It is
it's
1 o'clock.
No wonder why I'm starving, Marvin. Okay, so this is blueberry tea.
It's pretty.
Isn't that so nice?
Yeah, the neon green in there is really great. So is the blues, the different shades of blue.
It's so good. It's so good. And this is on her plush base. So this is her MCN base, I believe.
And it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it's a lot of yardage, guys. It's 450 yards for 100 grams.
Yeah.
So it's 80 merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon. Nice. Really awesome. And it came with a cute little progress keeper. A little martini glass.
Cute.
Cheers. Salud. And here's the recipe. So
I have one more thing. I haven't purchased it yet, but I do want to. I saw this pattern on Instagram a couple days ago. This is from Angie Moore. It's called the Twist and Pearl Hat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this. Oh, it's beautiful.
Right?
It looks like chain link almost.
Look at this. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of zoom in. So here's the pattern.
Ooh. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Right? Really, really cool.
Really cool.
So I saw this, and I believe and if I remember correctly, we got to meet Angie on Zoom at the Knitting Posse's Zoom that we went to.
We did.
So this is I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's a really great hat pattern.
It's gorgeous.
So she does have a couple other patterns available on Ravelry.
Some socks?
Yeah. So this pattern is $5.68 US funds. So that is actually, I'm going to add it to my queue now because that's something I want to.
I have to start using the queue.
My queue's ridiculous. I have
Guess what
56 items in my queue right now.
56?
Yeah.
Yikes.
But yeah, so that was something I saw recently that I think would be a fun knit.
Cool. I have project pages now. So I've started them again. So all of my projects so far, there's only been 2 of them. In 2021, I started a project page for the Alaska hat, and I started a project page for the Designed by Dell's Montrealer with my yarn. I'm trying to do some notes in there as well, so if y'all are interested, even though I just told you about it, but if you're interested, you can go back and look.
So that is everything. So what have we been watching and reading?
We've been watching a lot of things, I feel like.
Have we?
I feel like we have. Haven't we? We binged Discovery of Witches again.
Season 1. Season 2 started yesterday.
Yep. So here's another question. I have a lot of questions. So our chat's going to be bombarded, our comments. Because I wanted
thought it was
to
a question for me.
No. Well, maybe you can answer it.
Okay.
So, yeah, Discovery of Witches Season 2 came out yesterday. And they're releasing 1 episode at a time on Saturdays.
Yes.
I think, right?
Correct.
Kevin and I like to binge the episodes.
Yes.
So do you prefer to wait to have all of the episodes out before you start watching? Or do you like to watch weekly?
So I would say I probably like to wait. We did the same thing with the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
We waited until all the episodes were out and then binged. But I don't know if I'm going to do the same with this one because I'm interested to see. So we know the outcome, right?
We do, but she takes creative. There's definitely some creative license in the season 1.
But the creative license is to get the point across of the story itself.
Yep.
Because there's so much story, they had to cram a lot in, so they did it in different ways. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see how, we know where this season's going. We know what's going to happen. So it's not like it's going to be a shocker to us. So no, I don't know. So maybe watching it wouldn't be so bad.
No, because I really want to watch it.
I know.
so maybe we will. But I do feel like after we're done with the episode, it's like,
now what? Yeah. So what else have we watched? Okay, so we watched a movie on Netflix with George Clooney. It is called...
George Clooney?
Yeah, remember we watched it last weekend?
No.
Remember the space one? And we were like, that's it? We kind of wanted more? We felt like nothing
so
was
George Clooney's a great actor. He looked like death in this, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Actually, he got very sick after filming it, I think.
Because he played such a sick guy, probably. Mm. You can, sometimes make yourself feel certain ways.
So it was called...
Oh, Cheers. Where everybody knows your name. Did you ever watch Cheers?
Yes.
Me too. I didn't watch it until it was on Nick at Night.
It was called The Midnight Sky.
The Midnight Sky.
So it is a post-apocalyptic tale. The Earth is radiated and things just pretty much suck.
Yeah.
And things aren't going well for people here. I mean, it's kind of like now. But
well, meanwhile, they found
a ship.
No,
a planet.
Habitable life on a moon of Jupiter that was previously unknown, and there was people going to explore that and get it ready for colonization. They were on their way back to Earth, and it was actually really good. I thought it was really good.
It was good, but
it was there were a lot of questions afterwards.
I wanted
we wanted things cleared up.
I did.
I wanted things cleared up too.
Me too.
It was entertaining for what it was, for sure.
Yes.
He did really well in it.
Yeah, and it has Felicity Jones, who is the main character in the Star Wars Rogue One. The female main character. Yeah, that was her.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even pay attention.
We watched something else, too, that was new to us right before that, remember?
Yep.
And I have no idea what it was.
We didn't like it very well?
No, we did. Last night we watched Call Me
by Your Name.
With I've seen it before. Ray had never seen it. No,
I hadn't seen it before.
I love the movie. I just think it's beautifully shot. The music and it's actually really good as well.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's not your typical plot lines almost. It was it was scattered in a way that real life would be scattered.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right?
It takes place in northern Italy in 1983. It is an LGBT movie. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of about falling in love and heartbreak all at the same time, and so it was good. It was good. I think it's just such a beautiful movie. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed watching it again, and I'm really mad that I can't remember the movie that we watched before that. Before the Midnight
You didn't
Sky.
Put it on our list?
Oh, I may have actually. I get really confused.
Did we share the checklist? Did you share it with me?
Oh, we watched The Flight Attendant. That's what it was. We watched the TV show The Flight Attendant.
We binged that whole damn thing.
Oh my gosh! With
I loved it.
It's so good, guys. Oh,
I loved it.
Gosh,
it was who was in it?
So it's Kelly.
I keep seeing a big, huge shadow. There must be a giant bird flying by.
I always want to say her name's Cuckoo, but it's Cuckoo Cuckoo.
Cuckoo Cuckoo.
And it has Rosie Perez, and it has Mike something. His last name's hard to say. He's from Game of Thrones, and he was. I've seen him in a bunch of things. I can't. His last name's hard to pronounce, but it was really good. She is a flight attendant.
Yep.
And she gets entangled in this kind of little mess. And she's a hot mess.
She is a hot mess.
She's something special, y'all.
Yeah. She shouldn't join Nancy's Happy Hour Club.
No, she should not. No. But it was really entertaining, really well done. I can't wait. They're going to do a second season, so that's. I wonder how they're going to do that,
but that'll be.
I can see it now, kind of where it's going to go.
Yeah, and then, highly recommend that. I thought it was entertaining.
We watched Frozen 2.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, I loved it.
I did.
I absolutely loved it. The music was not as good, obviously, as the first one. The story was better, I thought. I loved the story.
Yeah, the story was great.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting this time, though? I felt like even though the voice actors were the same, Elsa sounded different to me throughout the whole thing.
She did?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but she just sounded different. It was really weird to me. That was the only thing that I found weird.
Well, I give it 2 thumbs up. It was cute. It was very cute.
And then I'm continuing my viewing of Marcella. Mm-hmm. I'm on season 3. I'm maybe like 3 or 4 episodes in. I still enjoy it. And like, it's so good. I know somebody, I don't know if I got to the comment or you did. Somebody had commented saying that they had started watching it. And guys, it's such a good show. I actually just found out it's not available, I think, in the UK yet. It's going to be now, the most recent season. It's been available on Netflix here in other countries for some time, but it's just getting released in the UK. I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been watching, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Podcasts. I don't know that we've watched any new.
We actually watched. We've been watching some of the Star Wars.
Clone Wars, the animated one.
Yeah, which is
also because we've never watched that, and
right.
And we're Star Wars fans, so we thought it would be fun to kind of have that on while we knit and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I wonder what our logo would look like with lightsabers instead of knitting needles.
That'd be badass.
That would be badass. It's like needles at the ready after dark. So what else did we watch?
Oh, it could be a Death Star and lightsabers.
That would be fun.
So what about reading?
Reading, I started reading The Awakening by Nora Roberts. This book I think just came out in November, if I'm not mistaken. It's relatively new. It's supposed to be a trilogy. I have to admit, so it's about this this young girl named Breen, who is Irish. Her father was not in the picture. She kind of misses him, that whole thing. Her mom's a little bit of the kind of controlling side, not really empowering her to kind of live the life that she wants to live. Come to find out, her father has been sending money to her, and so she found an account book. I'm not going to give everything away, obviously, but basically found that she has almost $4 million. She was not happy in her career, so she wanted to take the summer off with her best friend and go to Ireland to find her father, and kind of stumbles into like this magical world that he, come to find out, is a part of. There's fairies and where people can turn into horses and different things. Yeah, it's kind of neat. And I forgot what they call like the witches in it. Something like they call them the wise. So people who have like magical powers are called the wise. There's different things. There's elves and all sorts of magical creatures and stuff. And it's kind of her finding herself and learning about her past and her potential future. And it's kind of interesting. Like, I love the description of the world. Mm-hmm. It's a little, I'll be honest, it was a little slow to get going. I'm about halfway through the book now, maybe a little bit more. And it's just now starting to like really pique my interest where I don't want to stop reading.
Okay.
But it's taken a little bit of time to get there.
You know what I thought? After you said that, I think that was the same way with The One.
Okay.
Her first book. I
maybe.
thought that the first bit of it dragged a little bit. Like, it was interesting, but it wasn't like, whoa, I want to keep going.
Right.
But then once it did, then it just, you couldn't stop with it.
So that's it.
Okay. Did you finish a book? Or did you finish? You would have finished whatchamacallit to start
Book of Life.
Yeah, you finished Book of Life.
Yeah, but I think I talked about finishing Book of Life.
I don't
but
remember.
I did finish Book of Life. That's the third book in the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. And it's amazing. I opted not to go for the fourth book. I think I did talk about this, but I opted not to go for Marcus's book, which is called Time's Convert. It's a good book. It doesn't really obviously it doesn't fit into the trilogy. It's just the fourth book in this world. I think. I don't think it does chronologically follow.
Yes,
but it's not the same storyline. So
okay,
that's that. So I'm not doing that one right now. I may do it later on, but
okay.
Yeah,
good for you.
Thanks.
So I finished Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo.
Okay.
So this is a fantasy book, not of Earth. They're on a different planet. And so that book, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It kind of like peasant girl turns to powerful person. Uh-huh. She's not aware that she has this gift. Mm-hmm. So she finds out throughout the book that she does, and training, and then there's a lot of deceit and running. It's a war, a nation at odds. Oh. And... it's kind of like who can she trust too? Sure. Throughout this. So the first book was really good. Loved it. What I don't like reading on my Kindle right now, it's actually very frustrating, is when I read my Kindle, I have it on the percentage of, like, it shows how many minutes I have left in my chapter and what percentage I'm done with the book. So I'm reading this book and it's like, oh, you're only 35% done. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what is it? Like, this can't be War and Peace. Like, I'm not reading that type of book. Right. There's like half of the second book at the end of the first book. So the same thing is going on now. I've reading the second book, which is called Siege and Storm. What impressed me with this book so far is that the twist almost immediately into the book, it's not something that I saw coming. And when you read the same genre, there's just so many different ways that you can tell a story or tell a plot that you kind of know where things are going to go. Right. The characters are different. Maybe some of the wording's different. They have different powers or gifts or whatever the case is, but it's kind of going in the same direction. This one actually caught me a little bit. I was like, oh, whoa. And now the main character too, her name's Elena. Yeah. She, her character development is also a little bit different. So, you're kind of trying to figure out which way she's going to go. Like, is she going to stay good or evil? Like, there's that, her meter's going back and forth, and
which is interesting that a main character, like, there could be the dark side, of a main character. Yeah. They don't always have to be.
She definitely has. She has both. Yeah. And there's, your typical love triangle type of thing in it. So. I'm interested to see, especially because it's going to be a TV show too, how it translates to television and how this ends. So the first one's a trilogy. Then there's 2 books. I think that happened in the same timeline, but just someplace else. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I'll read those. I will finish this trilogy. Like I said in our live, my goal is to finish the series that I currently am reading. And there's like 6 series that I've been reading. And I also finished another book called Indigo. It's by Audrey Faye. Audrey Faye originally was Deborah Geary, who I've said got me into knitting, that author. Yep. So this book is going to be a trilogy as well. It's about 3 friends. Indigo, Violet, and Blue are the names of the female characters.
I love that.
And kind of the theme of her books, even as going by the pen name of Deborah Geary, and here her books are just about, like, finding yourself, finding your family. Mm-hmm. And there's always that kind of like lessons and things about growth. So they're really lighthearted, quick reads. I think when I pulled it up on my Kindle, it was like 4 hours is how long it takes to read it. And it's just a good book. She's an astrologer. One of them's an empath. And then I don't know what Blue is, though. I feel like that one kind of gets looked over. Maybe she's the empath and the other one's psychic. Oh, maybe. Violet is psychic. But it's really cool. So they, Indigo, who's the main character of the first book, is goes on like a road trip, and she talks about, you know, her moon in Sagittarius or whatever, like really astrological stuff. Like she really gets into it, and she really believes in that, and that, you know, that stuff determines so much about who we are. And so she leads into that, and she's a wanderer. So she just goes for drives, blah, blah, blah. Ended up in this town in, I think, Alberta, and got off the highway, parked, went for a walk, and found this store that Violet has been drawing since they were 8 years old. Every year drives a version of this building. And they uproot their lives and they move to this little town.
Really?
And take over the store. And the trilogy is going to follow them. So one of the next books will be about Blue. One of the last books will, you know, either be Blue or Violet. And then the final one will be about the other one. So it's going to be interesting to see, follow these three friends and the family they make in this new town that they've moved to.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's everything for me.
Nice. I think that's everything from me as well. I'm glad that we were able to do this.
Me too.
I'm glad Tarquin's been kind of resting. And
yeah, he's been very quiet downstairs.
Yeah. He's downstairs?
Yeah, he's on the couch.
That's right. This table is a mess.
This room gets messy after
sure does after a podcast.
But that's right.
Yeah.
It's
fun. Anything interesting coming up this week?
I have a job interview tomorrow.
You do have a job interview tomorrow.
So with the same company that I work for, I'm interviewing. This is my second interview for a position that's so kind of outside of anything I've ever done before. So we'll see how that goes. And then
we have haircuts next weekend.
Thank goodness.
Tarquin gets his haircut as well.
The 21st.
Oh, yep.
So that's exciting. Monday. It's been about 4 or 5 months. At that point, it's going to be 5 months.
Yeah, and usually we take him every 8 weeks.
No, 4 months. It'll be 4 months.
Yeah. So we usually take him every 8 weeks. This time we haven't been able to do that.
And that's it. Just a bunch of knitting, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited for knitting.
Yeah, I'm loving all the projects that I have. The two. I love all the ones that I plan on casting on.
Yep. Because I'm just looking like the sweater's nice because that's just, you know, in the round, but it's a big project.
Yeah.
Then I have the Colorwork hat. If I want something to think about, I'm going to cast on the mitts, I think, next because that'll be a small project. Small circumference.
Yeah.
And then...
I know. There's a lot of good stuff. So
a lot of good stuff.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for watching us for the last year.
Oh, it's been such an incredible journy.
Like always, you know, we appreciate the thumbs ups, the comments, the subscriptions.
Yeah.
It's just so nice. It's been wonderful. And we can't wait to make it a whole nother year.
I know.
So we hope you guys have a great 2 weeks, a great
fortnight.
Great 2 weeks. Have fun crafting, and we will see you all in a fortnight.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.